Let me tell you something most people learn too late. You are not exhausted because life is hard. You're exhausted because you keep saying yes when your spirit is screaming no. And the world rewards that. At first, they call you kind, reliable, easygoing, mature. But behind closed doors, they call you convenient. Here's the hard truth. Kindness without boundaries is not virtue. It's fear dressed as virtue. The ancient Stoics understood this. Epictetus taught that you are disturbed not by events but by your judgments about them. Yet he also made something clear. You are responsible for protecting your character, and that includes protecting your limits. Somewhere along the way, you confuse being good with being agreeable, and agreeable people get consumed. Let me show you how it happens. Someone makes a small disrespectful comment. You laugh it off. Someone interrupts you repeatedly. You stay quiet to avoid tension. Someone crosses a boundary. You explain yourself instead of enforcing it. You think you're keeping peace, but what you're really doing is training people how to treat you. Modern psychology calls this reinforcement theory. Behavior that is rewarded gets repeated. Behavior that faces no consequence escalates. When you tolerate the small things, you invite the large ones. Aristotle spoke about the golden mean, the balance between extremes. Courage is not aggression. It is not passivity. It is the disciplined middle, and that middle is where most people fail. You were taught to avoid conflict. But conflict is not the enemy. Disrespect without consequence is. There is a concept in psychology called self-betrayal. It happens when your actions consistently violate your internal values in order to gain approval or avoid discomfort. Each time you swallow your truth, something inside you weakens. Each time you apologize for being firm, your nervous system registers that self-protection is unsafe. Over time, you don't just lose respect from others, you lose respect for yourself. And that's far more dangerous. Let's talk about forgiveness. You've been told to forgive quickly, to move on, to be the bigger person. But forgiveness without accountability is not maturity, it's avoidance. Even Marcus Aurelius, known for his calm wisdom, never suggested tolerating injustice without response. He spoke about controlling your reaction, not surrendering your standards. There's a difference. Modern boundary psychology is clear. People who struggle to set limits often fear abandonment more than resentment. So they choose resentment. They stay silent to keep people, and then quietly resent them for staying. That's not peace. That's internal war. Now let me mentor you through something practical. When someone slightly disrespects you, address it calmly immediately, not emotionally, not dramatically. Directly. When someone repeatedly talks over you, pause. Let the silence stretch. Then say, I wasn't finished. No anger, no apology. When someone drains your emotional energy constantly, reduce access. Your time is not a public resource. When someone tests a boundary after you've made it clear, follow through. This is where ancient philosophy and modern psychology align beautifully. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They don't push everyone away. They reveal who respects you. Friedrich Nietzsche warned about becoming so agreeable that you dissolve your own will. A person without a firm will become shaped by the strongest personality in the room. Is that who you want to be? Strategic firmness is not cruelty. It is self-respect expressed behaviorally. Let me give you a reframe that will change how you see this. You are not being mean when you enforce a boundary. You are being consistent. You are not being cold when you withdraw from disrespect. You are being congruent. In modern psychological terms, this is called assertiveness, the balanced communication style between passivity and aggression. Research consistently shows that assertive individuals experience higher self-esteem, lower anxiety, and more stable relationships. Because clear boundaries reduce hidden resentment. You don't need to become ruthless in personality. You need to become disciplined in enforcement. Kindness is powerful when it is voluntary. Kindness that is extracted from you is not kindness. It is compliance. And compliance slowly erodes identity. So here is the shift I want you to make. Stop asking, how do I avoid upsetting them? Start asking, am I upsetting myself by staying silent? Because at the end of your life, the only relationship you cannot escape is the one you have with yourself. Ancient philosophers spoke of virtue as strength of character. Modern psychology calls it self-alignment. I call it this: be kind, but never at the expense of your dignity. Be patient, but never when patience becomes permission. Be compassionate, but never when compassion turns you into a doormat. You do not need to be feared, but you must be respected. And respect begins the moment you stop negotiating with your own boundaries. Think about that carefully, because the world does not treat you according to your intentions. It treats you according to what you allow. And that is a choice.